we got further and further away, the Earth diminished in size. Finally, it shrank to the size of a marble, the most beautiful you can imagine. That beautiful, warm, living object looked so fragile, so delicate, that if you touched it with a finger, it would crumble and fall apart. Seeing this has to change a man.
Space is inhospitable for life. Outside of the Earth's atmosphere, an unprotected human can only last a few miserable seconds in the empty vacuum. Depending on if you're in the shadow of the Earth or exposed directly to the sun's scorching light, you will either freeze or fry. If, of course, you didn't asphyxiate first. Even staying within the protective confines of the International Space Station, our home away from home, with pressurized, climate-controlled atmosphere, astronauts returning to Earth report swollen heads, blurred vision, weakened muscles, and fragile bones. Space is the domain of weightlessness, and our bodies are designed to work with constant gravity pushing us downward. Remove gravity from the equation, and the biological systems that counter gravity's downward force suddenly work against us. Bones deteriorate without the pressure of weight, and our cardiovascular system, which ordinarily fights against gravity to keep blood from pooling in our legs, now pushes too much blood to our heads, swelling them and deforming the eye. Most issues astronauts face are due to the apparent lack of gravity, although there is also an increased risk of radiation exposure, the habitat being hit by a micrometeor, or other existential worries. In the space station, it's difficult to orient yourself, it's difficult to sleep, to exercise. Mentally, crew are likely to be exhausted, isolated, and worried about the long-term effects of extended stays in space. To be in space feels, at the very least, uncomfortable, dangerous, and strenuous. But astronauts also report other, positive psychological conditions. Astronauts come back changed, not just physically, but mentally, perhaps you may even say spiritually. Spending time in space, above our planet, looking down on it from a new perspective, creates a profound shift in consciousness, a deeper understanding and appreciation of our planet, humanity, and our precarious situation in the universe, a feeling absent of selfishness or division. This is known as the overview effect. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. The International Space Station orbits at an altitude of roughly 420 kilometers above Earth and has temporarily homed the majority of the world's astronauts, past and present. The total number of people who have visited space could fit on a larger passenger jet, just about, although this tiny minority of people have had an outsized effect on world culture, so you could be forgiven for thinking it's a much larger number. Almost all of the just over 600 people who have risen clear above Earth's atmosphere have only stayed in low Earth orbit, which is defined as a distance of up to 2,000 kilometers above Earth, although in practice they have been confined to orbits much lower and closer to Earth than that. In terms of pure distance upwards, the ISS is not that far at all. You probably travelled further for your last vacation. Those who have gone to a higher altitude, to the moon, if not to land on it, but to go within its gravitational sphere of influence, are just 24 American men. Among these pioneers, there are those who landed on the lunar surface, most famous of whom being Neil Armstrong, and those who stayed in the command module above the moon, such as Michael Collins. But the record breakers are the crew of Apollo 13, who infamously aborted their attempted third lunar landing, looped around the moon at a great distance, and accidentally became the humans who have travelled further from Earth than any other, just over 401,000 kilometres. Those who stayed in spacecraft in low Earth orbit only get a limited view of Earth, able to see just a fraction at any one time. The cupola viewing dome on the ISS provides the best internal views, but even then the view is interrupted. Those who partake in EVA, extravehicular activity, for maintenance or engineering get a full, unimpeded view of space and the Earth below, or perhaps above them. Earth, from this small distance, takes up nearly one whole hemisphere of vision, with much more Earth hidden behind the horizon. astronauts who venture significantly further out are bestowed with views of the apparently small Earth completely as a disk, fragile and glowing in the void. Humans have achieved spaceflight, but only in a limited sense. Almost all of the solar system, even that very close to the Earth, has never been visited by humanity, and even then only a tiny number of us. Before we continue, let's clear up some misconceptions. Weightlessness is the most obvious feature of space travel. It's important to remember, however, that this is not due to a lack of gravity, which in fact pervades all space. Gravity diminishes with distance, but at the altitude of the ISS, it's only marginally weaker than what we feel on solid ground. The Moon is held in orbit of Earth through gravity, and likewise the Earth around the Sun. The tides on Earth are caused by the Moon's own gravitational effect on the oceans. But when an astronaut orbits the Earth, they seemingly experience no gravity, as they are moving so quickly laterally that they are weightless. We feel the effect of gravity all the time on Earth, or rather, we feel our bodies struggle against gravity. If the Earth beneath your feet disappeared, but the gravitational force persisted, you would no longer struggle against gravity. Your legs would no longer need to hold you up. You'd feel weightless as you fell. An astronaut in space experiences weightlessness in the same way. They are falling towards the Earth all the time, but are moving laterally so fast that they never get any closer to Earth. This is orbiting, which is different from just being higher up. Weightlessness is a feature of orbiting, not simply just being in space. For an astronaut, this apparent lack of gravity, weightlessness, affects every action they take. Space near Earth is also quite warm. The warmth we experience living our lives on Earth is down to the heat from the sun. In the daytime, take a trip a few hundred kilometers up and you will continue to experience the sun's immense heat. In fact, more, as you would be free of the atmosphere which blocks some of the sun's energy. Atmosphere stores heat and allows it to mix and conduct to other objects. In space, this mixing and conducting does not happen, and the astronauts are either open to experience the raw heat of the sun or its frigid absence in the shadow of the Earth. Spacesuits manage heat in two ways. They stop the astronaut from overheating when exposed to the sun, and when in the Earth's shadow, it stops heat from leaking away too quickly. The challenge of human space habitation is about maintaining a stable environment for the astronaut to live and work. Absent of the comforts of Earth, spaceflight presents enormous challenges even to the most everyday of human activities, from exercising to sleeping to using the toilet. Looking down at Earth from the International Space Station is a profoundly moving experience for astronauts. Barely clear of the atmosphere, the Earth is still so close, only a fraction of the entire planet can be seen at once, just 3% of the total surface. You could see just about the entirety of the contiguous 48 United States in one go, the rest of the Earth hidden beyond the horizon. Astronauts in the ISS necessarily orbit the Earth at a tremendous velocity, with one loop around lasting just 90 minutes or so. They experience one day and night cycle over that period. Because of the peculiar orbital properties in the ISS, specifically its inclination and precession, nearly all inhabited areas of Earth will have the ISS fly overhead at some point. Seeing our world at such a scale and from a vantage that we would only be able to attribute to the gods a century ago evokes some deep emotional reaction in the minds of astronauts. This has been termed the overview effect and is the subject of much scientific interest, as the human experience of space tells us a huge amount about our psychology and our relation to the planet. Only 24 American men have risen far enough from the Earth to see it as a ball, hanging in the void, detached from anything else. To see it as a sphere in an uninterrupted view, you need to travel about 5,000 kilometers up to see the Earth without needing to turn your head way higher than the astronauts on the ISS. From the Moon, 400,000 kilometers away, the Earth looks about 4 times as large in the sky as the Moon does from Earth. From Mars, Earth is just a point of light, although no human has experienced this with their own eyes. We all know that moving away from objects makes them apparently smaller until they are too small to see. But when our entire world, our homes, our environment, our hopes and dreams all exhibit this similar geometrical property, we don't expect it to feel so strange. Countries are too small to distinguish, even continents are hard to discern. From the Moon, astronauts have called our world a teardrop or a marble, blue, hanging in space. precious and beautiful. What is it that astronauts feel when they experience the overview effect? While each individual's experience is of course unique and private, we can categorise the effects, both perceptual and conceptual, into three loose categories. Euphoria and transcendence. Euphoria, an intense happiness, awe and wonder. The Earth is vibrantly standing out against the void of space, the brilliant azure blue of the ocean, the thin haze of the atmosphere, the dirty greens, whites and browns of land. Earth is even more beautiful from up here, flying over land masses in minutes, the world in an hour and a half, seeing the varied biomes of our home planet flash by. Our ancestors could only hope to take months to travel the same distances that astronauts span in minutes. No amount of documentary binging or rigorous astronaut training can prepare one for the experience of this euphoria. Transcendence, the feeling of being over or above, both physically and spiritually. Philosophy and religion have claim over the language we may invoke to describe these feelings. The experience of Earth from space goes above and beyond our normal experiences in our day-to-day lives. The Earth is so great in size, in beauty, in preciousness, in contrast to our smallness. It defies our ordinary experiences of things. The romantics may call it sublime, whereas others may invoke the notion of yugen, a Japanese word meaning the profound, mysterious sense of beauty of the universe. It's a revelation. The way the world is very different from how it feels. This is a religious or spiritual experience, a kind of whoa dude greater than any other. Environmental precarity. The Earth is not unbreakable, and despite its seeming immensity, it is small, perhaps fragile. Cities, mountains and seas are shrunk to be covered by an outstretched hand, even a finger. The totality of Earth dominates nearly 1/2 of all that can be seen from the International Space Station. And yet, by seeing its curved boundary, we can see the Earth is finite. This is an existential shock to our view of the world, our home. At night, of which an astronaut on the ISS will experience 16 in a 24-hour period, illuminated human populations are visible. The Earth is a black marble dotted with clusters of artificial light. From urban expansion to farmland to deforestation, the man-made has conquered the planet. With the invention and ubiquity of the electric light bulb, humans conquered the night. Human activity has shaped our Earth, our home that we share with countless other species, and yet from our small vantage on Earth, we do not experience the immensity of humanity and our reluctant, tacit stewardship of Earth. Up there, humanity is small and our planet is malleable, not unchanging, fragile, not invincible. The net effects of climate change cannot be grasped by eye from space. But the precarity of our home can truly be felt. Satellites with superhuman sensors, precision and memory can track changes in our Earth, particularly the finer composition of the atmosphere, which is crucial to understanding the human impact on our home. Human unity. An atlas is a map of the world, the continents and seas that together constitute our home. Most atlases also have thin lines carving up the land into countries. From space, in the main, these borders do not exist. In some cases, like Berlin, the historical split between east and west can still be seen by the types of lights installed in either half of the city. But most borders are invisible. The Earth is our home for all, and perhaps forever. Down on the ground, we are divided from each other. Complicated historical and political forces leave traces in our minds. The notions of nationality, race, creed, all used to turn one person against another, to control us. But looking from above, the artifice of this is clear. All of humanity calls Earth their home. We all have the same needs, and largely the same wants, which the Earth has always provided for. All we know, all we feel, all our identities, all our philosophies are tied up with Earth.
From out there on the moon, international politics looks so petty. You want to grab a politician by the scruff of the neck and drag him 250,000 miles out and say, "Look at that, you son of a bitch."
Not only that, but we, as a humanity, are connected to the rest of the universe. The Earth has birthed us, nurtured us. To paraphrase Alan Watts, we do not come into the world, we come out of it. We are a wave, a pattern in the processes of the universe. And the Earth, while special, is one of countless other planets and heavenly bodies out there. We are part of all that is, not above or below it, but embedded into the universe. We are completely connected to and dependent on all other people and all other things. We are star stuff. What of the overview effect? What does it do? Does it reveal some deeper truth to the world, or is it just another perspective? Earthrise, an image of Earth hovering over the moon's grey horizon, taken by William Anders on the Apollo 8 mission, has been named the most influential environmental photo ever taken. The image bolstered the environmental movement and helped popularise the term Spaceship Earth. Ironically, the space race, and ultimately the photo Earthrise, was caused by a geopolitical and ideological one-upmanship powered by technology designed to wipe out cities on the other side of the planet. But astronauts come back from space more environmentally minded, more connected to the Earth than when they left. Their stories and imagery have touched nearly all of us in one way or another. We all know what our home looks like from the outside, or at least most of us do. Even our recent ancestors only saw it from the inside sideways. Spaceflight is to humanity what a mirror is to the human, and just as the mirror helps us understand ourselves as individuals, with a photo of Earth we can hope to understand ourselves as part of a greater whole. In a more practical sense, spaceflight has allowed humans to study and monitor the Earth on an unprecedented level, from climate monitoring satellites to global communication systems. Some people have been trying to recreate the overview effect on Earth using virtual reality. Place a headset on and disappear from your living room to see the Earth as if from the ISS. Space travel is expensive, polluting, and only for a privileged few. VR, while not perfect and in the hands of tech monopolies, may in some small way help drive home our place in the universe. But many of the world's problems aren't simply caused by a collective lack of knowledge, underappreciation, or undervaluing the Earth. Many peoples and cultures already do truly value the Earth, and experiencing the overview effect, even for those who don't, is not going to change much in the short term. Global warming has been known by gas companies since the late 70s. Knowledge means nothing in the face of corruption, power, and money. While people starve, others have abundance. There is enough for all, and yet some hoard more than their fair share. The overview effect is a deep and profound feeling, one that perhaps has extreme personal impact. But for change to happen, we don't need more reports from astronauts or VR headsets. We need action on the ground, and the finger of blame not to be pointed at the individuals and our feelings and values, but the system and those who put profit above people. Spaceflight technology and the overview effect may help us contextualize and appreciate our world, but we shouldn't believe that it has the power to change the world single-handedly. This is only a glimpse into how space science and space flight can help us appreciate our place in the universe. In the comments, let me know if you are keen for a part 2 to this video, one where we look at the larger universe and how it makes us feel. Subscribe so you'll be the first to see it. Thanks so much for watching.